Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Restricted Republic. My name is Justice Knight, today filling in for Lisa Haven, and we can't thank you enough for being here. As you saw in the title, the honeymoon is over. A broadcast we take great enjoyment in being able to bring to you today. You see, Emperor Biden has turned the lunatic left squarely against him. It was only a matter of time. We know that they can't simply accept anything but what they want 100%. Anyone who deviates against that desire simply will become their enemy. It doesn't matter what side of the same aisle they sit on. So he made three simply shocking statements. Well, those statements now have turned the squad against him, among others. Well, most of his party. But that's not going to stop. It's only going to get progressively worse, especially when you're talking about progressive Democrats. But before I go any further, I have a huge favor to ask of you. And Lisa wanted me to ask this of you also. If you haven't been to Restricted Republic yet, the platform that Lisa and I created together through her vast experience and knowledge, she had prepared for what's occurring today, the disappearance of all conservative voices. Well, luckily, we were prepared for that. RestrictedRepublic.com was that platform. No commercials, no sponsors, no advertisers, beholden to no one but our audience. Comments remaining behind the wall so that we can have an open discourse, the way news was meant to be, but of course no longer exists. For you to realize and experience what it's all about. Right now, we're going to give you 14 days for free. $5 a month for the first 12 months on us simply by using discount code TRUMP at monthly checkout. Find out what all the buzz is about, why it's grown so exponentially, so quick beyond our wildest expectations, because people value real news and real facts that just seems not to be allowed anywhere else but at RestrictedRepublic.com. Also, if you haven't subscribed to Lisa or Restricted Republic on Telegram, on Gab, on Rumble, on Mayway, you'll see everything flashing along me, and I'll also make sure in the comments you have a link to each one of these. Also in the description box. We'd certainly appreciate you moving over, but now let's get back to this broadcast. So as you see on this article from Vice News, here are all the ways Biden pissed off progressives this week and put a smile on our face, and we had to share that smile with you, of course. So what are they talking about? Well, the article starts, and I'll drop myself out of the way. Weeks into his presidency, Joe Biden has already disappointed progressives, mustering tepid support for a minimum wage hike, offering new deportation powers to ICE, and slashing the amount of student loan debt his administration would erase. Oh, the articles abound. Biden privately tells governors minimum wage hike likely isn't happening. Oh, wait, Joe, that's not what you promised America. As we reported on, you wouldn't be able to live up to these promises. Well, isn't that quickly coming to fruition now, isn't it?
You also want to raise the minimum wage to $15. Is that something you would be willing to negotiate on in order to get Republican support?
Well, apparently that's not going to occur because of the rules of the United States Senate.
So you're saying the minimum wage won't be in this?
My guess is it will not be in it.
Oops, that's not what you told everyone, was it, Joe? That's why this huge smile is on our face, knowing that finally it will come to realization that you can't possibly live up to all the promises you gave in order to get elected. The article goes on to state, I really want this in there, but it just doesn't look like we can do it because of reconciliation, Biden told the group, according to a person in the room. I'm not going to give up, but right now we have to prepare for this not making it. Oh, that large group that included none other than even Governor Cuomo, currently under fire. Oh, isn't it funny how the house of cards is falling? But he accepted the ire of what is called the Justice Democrats. We've reported on this many times in the past. The likes of Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, AOC, among the other faces you see there flashing on your screen. And when you cross their agenda points, well, they're simply just not going to let it go. These Justice Democrats, we've told you and reminded you many years ago to always keep your eye on these faces. These are the ones that are trying to reshape what they're calling Democrat Party. But it goes so far beyond that now, doesn't it? So given the makeup of the Senate, this is our best opportunity and the right moment in the midst of this pandemic to give millions of workers a long overdue raise, said squad member Representative Pramila Jayapal, the Progressive Caucus chair, said on a press call with reporters on Thursday, remembering that they are now devouring their own party. AOC calls for a full investigation of Cuomo's handling of nursing homes amid coronavirus pandemic. Isn't it wonderful to watch the dumpster fire finally already burning faster than we could have ever expected, but what much of us predicted? Here, again, back to this original article. We're going to go to point 2 now, take some more enjoyment out of this article. Further upsetting progressives, Biden backed an immigration bill earlier this week that would create some restrictions on ICE and a plan to grant citizenship for undocumented citizens. However, it gives ICE more power to go after those with a criminal history, frustrating progressives who said that will harm black and brown communities the most. The bill would grant an 8-year track to citizenship for more than 10 million undocumented immigrants. But let's go back one step. It gives ICE more power to go after those with a criminal history. Somehow in this new crazy world of ours, that's actually a bad thing. Don't worry about your criminal background. Come on in. We won't do anything about it. The ACLU firing back. This is Biden's chance to end ICE's abuses for good. They go into the article and says as long as ICE has the resources to track, arrest, and deport large numbers of people, it will attempt to do so. How dare they enforce the laws of this great republic? You can't make this up. This is their websites, their information, their commentary. Bending the law to its prerogative. This is the lesson of the Obama years when ICE flouted the enforcement policies, priorities, and related reforms, deported thousands of individuals who did not meet its criteria because of a criminal background in some cases. But I digress for a moment. Obviously, maybe I'm just missing the bigger picture. However, the bill doesn't cover those who crossed the border after January 1st of 2021, nor those who are deemed a national security threat or who are under suspicion of espionage. How dare ICE go after those folks? How dare they? The ACLU had to step in. This actually infuriated the radical left. It's hard to believe that any of this is possible, but this is crazy world we now live in. As somebody said, I can't remember who it was, that it should be a carnival tent over the White House right now, and it absolutely should be because that's what we are watching. But that was point 1 and point 2, but now point 3 in this original Vice article we're going back to as fast as possible. In addition to these 2 blunders, Biden has refused to budge on offering $50,000 in debt cancellation for students, a figure relief advocates say is necessary to include all schools affected by payments, even those who didn't finish school, according to NPR. This one kind of drives me insane because you made the choice to take on student debt. Now you look for the government to simply just forgive that debt. Of course, this, met with major backlash. But let's listen to what Joe had to say first, because he has his priorities and his sensibilities so in line, I think it's imperative we hear from him first.
But let me tell you what I think based on all that I've learned and all that I've studied and all that I think that I know and all that I think that I know.
Isn't it wonderful? These clips are so easy to find. I'm sorry, that's not the clip. That was just in my pocket of little things that I keep just whenever I need a daily laugh. I'm sorry, that was the wrong clip. Let me get to the correct one, and it's right here from this CNN town hall.
You have, over the years, over your career, you've already spent a great deal of time at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, except now you're living there and you're president. It's been 4 weeks. What's it like? How's it different?
I get up in the morning and look at Jill and say, where the hell are we? I get up in the morning and look at Jill and say, where the hell are we?
I'm sorry. Again, another clip, an absolute inadvertent mistake. I apologize. Unacceptable in any way, shape, or form. But nonetheless, again, those I keep in my pocket. Wanted to put a smile on your face today. It was important this weekend with all the craziness around us. But let's go to the actual, I promise, real clip of one of the things he stated that infuriated everyone.
Are crushing my family, friends, and fellow Americans.
Me too.
The American dream is to succeed, but how can we fulfill that dream when debt is many people's only option for a degree? We need student loan forgiveness beyond the potential $10,000 your administration has proposed. We need at least a $50,000 minimum. What will you do to make that happen?
I will not make that happen. It depends on whether or not you go to a private university or a public university.
Now, that response was not met with a great reaction from anyone whatsoever, because he's prepared to write off $10,000 in debt, but not $50,000. Oh, the backlash he received. But then Jen Psaki comes back with an even worse clarification.
Still has to take place, but is the door, for the president himself, is the door to $50,000 essentially closed at this point?
The president has previously stated that he does not favor $50,000 in student loan relief without limitation.
Oh boy, that comment didn't go well either. Thank you, Jen Psaki, for all the moments you've given us, all the laughter so far. I just can't wait for the next one. Biden rejects $50,000 student loan forgiveness plan, faces progressive backlash coming from, again, the squad. AOC, occasional Cortex coming out and saying, who cares what school someone went to? Entire generations of working class kids were encouraged to go into more debt under the guise of elitism. This is wrong. It's just wrong. You guys should listen to me because I'm AOC and I know everything. Nowhere does it say we must trade off early childhood education for student loan forgiveness. We can have both. Just make sure the government forgives everything. Ilhan Omar joining the choir against Biden. As a young immigrant, I took out thousands of dollars in debt to go to for-profit college. Thinking it was part of the American dream, like millions of Americans, I was left deeply in debt with a worthless degree and shoddy education at a school that you picked, and a debt you decided to take on for yourself. But I know, progressive Democrats looking to the government to make sure all their problems are solved. 3 simple statements that Joe Biden just set the lunatic left on its ear. They went sideways on him, and we wonder why. It's not going to stop because they're receiving backlash from their constituents. Quietly, of course, things you'll never hear on mainstream media. Democrat representatives say Latinos oppose Biden's migration flood. Wait now. I didn't hear that on CNN or MSNBC. And remember why you go to Restricted Republic again, because remember just the other day we reported on how the government was basically gutting our military and soon law enforcement officials. They're already doing it to the Capitol Police. We reported on days ago when everybody finally catches up. Out comes articles like terrorism is within 1 in 10 policemen. Armed forces support white supremacy. We warned you it was coming. That's why so many have gone to Restricted Republic, are staying so far ahead of this. And just mark our words also, this storyline published by Blaze Media will not be going away anytime soon. DeSantis proposes election integrity measures, ban universal mail-in voting, and ban ballot harvesting. It's our belief that DeSantis may be setting himself up for a presidential run. The decisions he's made has kept him on par with anyone else at this moment in time, so keep your eye on DeSantis as he continues to decide if he's going to run for president. And he's going to do that by setting the example in the state that he runs. And in our opinion, has done a phenomenal job in doing so. But if you're going to search for information, we need you to remain safe because you know the tech titans are watching. We've reported on it day in and day out. That's why we need you to go and one of Lisa's sponsors, hidewithlisa.com, an amazing VPN, a virtual shield. This makes sure that the eyes that are watching you don't know where you're at and don't know where you're searching for. And if they happen to knock on their door, they'll make sure that all that information's gone because it's really nobody's business but yours. Right now, they're offering you 50% off for as low as $2.50, depending on which package you pick. Hidewithlisa.com. This is Virtual Shield, a long partner, an amazing partner. But Lisa and I just want to again say thank you so much for all you do to support us. We hope if you haven't already gotten over to Restricted Republic based on that, use discount code Trump at monthly checkout. You will. 14 days for free, $5 a month. If you haven't subscribed to my channel so I can continue to bring you the bit of the information we're still allowed to. Oh, but the good, juicy little bits with no advertisers, no sponsors, beholden to no one but you, our audience. RestrictedRepublic.com. Until next time. Hope you enjoyed the story. Godspeed and God bless. Justice Knight, signing out.